What is final expense insurance and how can it help your family? We have helped thousands of clients over the years and we hope to do the same for you today. Let's dive into it. So let's talk. What is final expense insurance? Final expense is a type of whole life insurance policy that is primarily designed to help cover funeral expenses. It could also help cover a small amount of debts as well. Final expense is made with older adults in mind who don't want to leave behind a large funeral bill to their loved ones. Typically, final expense has a relatively low monthly premium and a benefit of anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000. This means you pay a relatively low price each month for the insurance, and in the unfortunate event of your passing, your loved ones will receive between $5,000 and $50,000 to help cover funeral expenses. Now let's talk about the two most common situations we see with older adults. Two examples. One, my income is limited, and two, my income is secure. The first situation we see is people who don't have the savings to pay for their funeral. If you don't believe you can pay for your funeral, then a final expense policy could be a great fit. Getting a final expense policy will help you pay for your funeral costs while not breaking the bank. If you are a bit income insecure, we don't want to break your monthly budget. But for as little as $50 to $100 a month, you could potentially cover a majority or all of your funeral costs. It is a great option where you set aside a bit of money each month and you can be all set. The other situation we see is people who have the savings necessary to pay for their funeral. They always throw their hands up and say, why would I get an insurance policy for something I can pay for out of pocket? Well, it's not quite that simple. Even the most well-planned estates can take months to process, and in the meantime, your family could be stuck fighting over the funeral bill. And when the time comes for your estate to be distributed, the people who paid for the funeral might want a bigger share of any inheritance passed down. In reality, these funeral expenses can lead to serious family infighting. A final expense policy allows you to set this money aside and have it transferred to your family in 2 to 4 weeks after your passing. Now let's dive into the process of signing up for your final expense policy. The first thing you do is you start with the amount. First, we'll look into what options you have based on your monthly budget. We'll run a couple of quotes for different benefit amounts and see what monthly costs you should expect based on your age, gender, and health. If we can find a policy that fits your needs, we will get the process started. Once we've chosen a policy, we will fill out the necessary paperwork. This will include your basic information, such as who will receive the benefit when all is said and done, and you will have to answer some basic health questions. This leads us to our next step, underwriting. Now, every company has different standards for underwriting, which is the act of determining people's prices for insurance and acceptance based on their health. But in general, if you are in relatively good health, your premium should be low. If you have a few health issues, your premium may be a bit higher. And if you have had a serious health ailment such as cancer or a heart attack recently, you may get outright denied. The nice thing about final expense is, unlike many other types of life insurance policies, you usually don't have to go through a blood and urine test. It is important to note there are some policies that are guaranteed issue. You will have to pay more monthly and you will need to live a certain amount of years before it will be allowed to pay you a benefit. But you can get it no matter what. This is what those commercials on TV like Colonial Penn are about. But the $1 a day they mention may only get you a $1,000 policy. If you aren't dealing with guaranteed issue, after you go through underwriting, the company will come back with their final determination on your rate and benefit. If you are approved, you are good to go. If you think you can do better, you can always try another company, although the results will potentially be very similar. If you do happen to get denied for coverage, that is something you will have to disclose on any future applications, regardless of the company. After your policy is issued, make sure you keep it updated. If you move or if the people who receive the benefit move, you have to tell the insurance company ASAP. The only time we see people have issues collecting their benefit is when all their information is not up to date, so keep this a priority. Now, if you need any help with the final expense policy or really any type of life insurance, feel free to reach out to us at www.njlifeandhealth.com or call 848-226-6897 to call our Toms River, New Jersey office. We'd be happy to help you out. We could go through all your options, whether you're an older adult or a younger adult just starting their first family, and go through all the necessary things you need to with life insurance. And if you're someone who just likes to learn at your own pace, check out our other YouTube videos. We have a bunch of great educational content for life and health insurance. So check that out, like and subscribe, and comment down below what you would like our next video to be. See you in the next video.